To start the Sunday slate, we have Seahawks at Bills. This line opened up Seahawks minus 1.5. Actually, it's up to 2.5. So not really at that 3 yet. So who do you like here?
I like the Seahawks here. I know I said I like a lot of underdogs. My first 2 picks are favorites, so I'm realizing I'm contradicting myself here. But if you just look at the motivation for this game, the Bills are coming off a close emotional win over the Patriots. That's a team they've had trouble beating year after year. They finally were able to do it last week, and they did it on a big play where they forced a fumble of Cam Newton on a scramble. And I just think that they haven't been playing as well as their record indicates. The Bills, that is. Their defense hasn't been as good as we all thought it was going to be. They're good against the pass, but they've struggled against tight ends and against running backs. I mean, they allowed Damian Harris to go for over 100 yards last week, and I'm a Damian Harris fan, but it's hard to let any single Patriots running back go for over 100 yards because of how they mix it up. So I think that that's telling that they're not exactly strong against the run right now. I just don't think this defense can contain Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. And if Chris Carson plays, he's just going to add a whole nother dimension to that offense, because you're talking about a guy who could easily run for 100 yards against that defense. And he was a true 50-50 to play last week, according to Adam Schefter. So I think with another week, we may see him out there, especially if Carlos Hyde still can't play. Now, those 2 injuries at running back and the injury to Jamal Adams are both going to have an impact on how much I bet on this game. But I still think the Seahawks are just hot. The Bills, they have a good record, but they really haven't played well since that bad loss to the Titans, where they got crushed. So I'm going to be on the Seahawks, especially if this line continues to stay under 3. I currently have them penciled in for 2 units, but it could be more, it could be less, depending on the injuries.
Yeah, so we're 2 for 2 in agreements here. I like the Seahawks as well. If this were 3.5, I'd consider the Bills. But all Russell Wilson really needs to do is win this game. It's most likely that they're going to win by a field goal. So minus 2.5, you get the win. Jamal Adams coming back would be huge. I mean, I think Pete Carroll said that there's a good chance Adams will come back. And if that's the case, then, everyone's thesis about the Seahawks being terrible against the pass is going to change. Like, Adams is such a big playmaker in the secondary that his presence is just going to change everything. And he may not be the only defensive back coming back. Like, Shaq Griffin might come back. Hugo Amadi might return, one of their safeties. If they get Adams and another defensive back, back on the field against the Bills to defend all the receivers, that's going to be a huge deal. So definitely like the Seahawks at that point. Now, if Adams is out and everyone else is out, I'm probably not going to bet this game. But if Adams returns and some other Seahawks return, I might consider betting the Seahawks here. So I'm definitely going to be on Seattle with Russell Wilson to win this game. Just don't know how many units yet.
Yeah, and to your point on the pass defense, they should get better because the pass rush is being upgraded this week. Carlos Dunlap, they traded for him, so now he's going to be in tow for this game. If he can just get a little bit of pressure on Josh Allen and just make him feel like he needs to get rid of the ball sooner, that makes a huge impact on quarterbacks. So I'll be interested to see how Dunlap does. I know he's on the wrong side of 30 and wasn't playing a ton with the Bengals, but if he's still got something left in the tank, I think that makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. Dunlap, he hasn't played well at all this year, but last year he played well. So I could see him rebounding and really helping Seattle down the stretch. Kind of reminds me of Marcus Peters a little bit, right? Like last year, he was terrible for the Rams, and then the Ravens traded for him, and then he was great. So I think that could happen as well.